Jonathan, nice to meet you.
Good to meet you.
Yeah, just referring to the title, what can humans learn from animals?
Humans can learn how better to be themselves, I think, from animals. I mean, I got the title for the record when I was walking down the street with my dog, and I was thinking about the way that he experiences the world. You know, he wants to eat right now, he wants to sleep right now, he wants just he wants attention right now. And I thought about that as animal joy, you know, that sense of being very present in the moment right then. And there are moments in your life when you feel that way, you know. Often when when your blood is racing, when you feel like it's closest to the surface and you're frightened or you're exhilarated, but those are the moments where I feel like we're closest to the animal world and where we remember most that we and they are very much the same.
Did you reach a state where you maybe have in your overall life a little bit more that animalistic in a good way feel, that
yeah,
directness, maybe the spontaneous?
Yes, I mean I started to feel like with our music that it had become a little too sort of cerebral, or it was like a big giant floating head like the great and powerful Oz, but I wanted to make a record that had a body also. And then in my own life, there were a number of big changes, and I struggled with trying to, as I think everybody does, you have to embrace changes and figure out how to build a new life around them after you've mourned what's gone.
What was a big change for you that you had to overcome, maybe, or maybe?
Well, I had a change in a relationship, and then, you know, like the band, of course, we changed record labels, and I just felt like I'd got to the end of one stage of my life, and it was time to move on to a new one.
I mean, is that something that reoccurs every few years, every a certain moment of refreshing?
Well, you know, it's never the same, so it's like you'd prepare for one thing, but then something else would happen to you. So, but I do think, you know, my life has been a process, like most people, it's been a process of embracing different big changes and trying to see how you can make your life fit with what it seems like it's supposed to be. And you know, for me, some of that's been embracing just being a musician. Like for a long time, I struggled with being either was I going to be a scientist or a musician? And you know, I've decided pretty much I'm a musician who does science for a hobby sometimes.
When was this moment that you thought, well, this is it?
Well, yeah, I wouldn't say there was exactly one particular moment, but I was on tour last year, and for a while it just felt really down. And something in me just kind of snapped at some point, and suddenly I thought, no, I don't want to feel bad about this. I love this, and I want to give myself to it even more than I have before. And that feeling of embracing that is part of what I wanted to capture on the record.
The acceptance of what you are. Did you have talks about with bandmates maybe that struggle with similar issues, if I may say so?
It's something everyone goes through. It certainly, as musicians, there comes a point where you think, okay, I'm not a tourist in this anymore. And if I want to keep going with this, if I want to spend many months of my life on tour, you know, I have to decide that that's what I am and that's what I do. And often with people, there's this, you want to cling to your old life. You go, no, I don't want to have to give up all the things I think I'm going to have to give up to do this. But then once you do give them up, there's a kind of a freedom that comes with it, and joy even.
What was the thing that you were most afraid of to give up?
A home.
You don't have it anymore?
Not really, not in the same way that I once did.
Can you make a picture of how it used to be and how it's now?
Well, you know, I'd rather not talk about that exactly.
Okay.
But you know, right now, for instance, I have very few possessions. I have a bag, and I've got my instruments, and that's pretty much all that I have. I got rid of almost everything else, and some things were hard to let go. You know, I remember taking big boxes of books to sell at the half-price, bookstore, and that was a difficult moment. Because even though you realize you're never going to read most of these books again, you feel like part of yourself is there in them, that they help.
You collected them over the years, probably.
Yeah,
so.
you know, that you see these experiences in the times that you read these books, even if you don't remember what's in them. You know, somehow you feel that they're part of you, and when you get rid of them, you feel like you're getting rid of part of yourself. But the thing that's really exciting, though, or that's slowly kind of comes to you, is that you're not actually getting rid of part of yourself when you do that. You feel, in fact, a weight fall away. And I think traveling in general is good for that. It reminds you that you are not the things that you own. You're not the people that you know. You're not you know, your house or your car. And you're just you. You're within the bounds of your physical body.